Hello everyone and welcome back. Subscribe to my channel UK Pensioner Hub, your trusted source for everything pension related in the United Kingdom. Before we dive into today's incredibly important topic, I want you to do me a favor. If you were born before 1961, I need you to stop whatever you're doing and pay close attention to what I'm about to share with you. This could literally mean the difference between receiving thousands of pounds that are rightfully yours or missing out on money that you've worked your entire life to earn. And if you're watching this on behalf of a parent, grandparent, or loved one who was born before 1961, please share this video with them immediately. The information I'm about to reveal could change their financial situation dramatically. Now, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we regularly share vital information like this that could save you or your loved ones thousands of pounds. We're all about making sure pensioners get every penny they're entitled to, and I don't want you to miss out on any future updates. Today's topic is about unclaimed state pension money, and I can tell you right now that thousands of people across the UK are missing out on significant sums simply because they don't know about this issue. Let me start by asking you a question. Are you currently receiving your state pension? Did you reach state pension age before April 2016? If you answered yes to both of these questions, there's a very real possibility that you're not receiving the full amount you're entitled to. This isn't some small oversight we're talking about. Some people are missing out on hundreds or even thousands of pounds every single year. And when you multiply that over the course of your retirement, we're talking about life-changing amounts of money. So, what's going on here? Why are so many people missing out on their rightful pension income? The answer lies in something called the married woman stamp, changes to state pension rules over the decades, and complicated regulations around national insurance contributions that many people simply don't understand. The state pension system in the UK is notoriously complex, and successive governments have made changes that have left many pensioners confused and, frankly, shortchanged. Let me explain this clearly. If you were born before 1961, you fall under what's known as the old state pension system. This is different from the new state pension that was introduced in April 2016. Under the old system, your state pension is based on your national insurance record, but the calculation is far more complicated than the new system, and here's where things get really interesting. Many women who are now in their 60s, 70s, or even 80s may have been underpaid for years because of errors in how their pensions were calculated, particularly if they were married, divorced, or widowed. There's a specific issue affecting married women, divorced women, and widows. Under the old rules, women could claim a percentage of their husband's state pension if their own national insurance record was incomplete. When a woman reached age 60, which was the state pension age for women born before 1953, she could claim based on her own record. But when her husband reached 65, she could potentially upgrade to a higher pension based on his contributions. The problem is that this upgrade was not automatic. Women had to know about it and actively claim it. Thousands of women never did this because they simply weren't told. Here's another scenario. If you're a widow or widower, you may be entitled to inherit some of your late spouse's state pension. Again, this isn't automatic in all cases. Some people have been receiving their own basic state pension without realizing they could claim additional amounts based on their deceased partner's contributions. This is particularly relevant if your late spouse had built up significant additional state pension through the State Earnings Related Pension Scheme, known as SERPS, or the State Second Pension. The Department for Work and Pensions actually admitted in recent years that they had underpaid thousands of pensioners, particularly women, due to errors in their systems. They've been working to correct these mistakes, but the process has been slow, and many people still haven't received the back payments they're owed. We're talking about cases where people have been underpaid for 10, 15, or even 20 years. When you calculate the arrears on that, some individuals are owed tens of thousands of pounds. Let me give you some real examples of the types of situations where people have been underpaid. First, if you're a married woman who reached state pension age before April 2016 and your husband had already reached his state pension age, you should have been assessed for an uplift to 60% of his basic state pension if this was higher than your own. Many women were never given this uplift. Second, if you're a woman who got divorced after retirement and your ex-husband had a better national insurance record, you might be entitled to a higher pension based on his contributions during your marriage. Third, if you became widowed after you both retired, you should have been checked to see if you could inherit additional state pension from your late spouse. Many widows and widowers were never properly assessed. There's also an issue affecting men born before 1945 whose wives reached state pension age after them. Some of these men should have received an increase in their basic state pension for their wives, but this was never applied. And let's not forget people who were over 80 and should have automatically been receiving the age addition to their pension, but some never got it. The government has been conducting reviews and making corrections, but here's the crucial point. You cannot rely on them to automatically find and fix your case. The system is overwhelmed, and while they're working through categories of affected people, you need to be proactive. If you think you might be affected by any of these issues, you need to check your pension and potentially make a claim for any arrears you're owed. So what should you do right now? First, dig out your state pension statements and award letters. Look at how much you're currently receiving. If you're married, divorced, or widowed, this is especially important. Second, check your national insurance record. You can do this online through the government's Check Your State Pension service, or you can request a state pension statement by phone or post third. If you're a woman who retired before April 2016 and you were married at the time, check whether you were given an assessment for an increase based on your husband's record when he reached state pension age. If you discover that you might have been underpaid, you need to contact the pension service immediately. You can call the state pension claim line, and I recommend having all your documentation ready, including your national insurance number, details of your marital status and any changes to it, your spouse's details if relevant, and any previous pension correspondence. Be persistent. The system can be slow to respond, but this is your money, and you have every right to claim it. Now let's talk about the potential amounts we're discussing. Some women have received back payments of £30,000 or more. Imagine what that could mean for your retirement. That could pay for home improvements, help with rising energy bills, fund holidays you thought you couldn't afford, or simply give you the financial security you deserve after working all your life. Even if you're only owed a small increase going forward, over the remaining years of your retirement, this adds up significantly. One woman I read about had been underpaid for 19 years. She received a back payment of over £40,000. Another widow discovered she should have been receiving her late husband's additional state pension and received a lump sum of £23,000. These aren't isolated cases. There are thousands of people in similar situations. It's important to understand that if you've been underpaid, you're entitled to arrears going back to when the underpayment began. The government will pay you the full amount you're owed, plus interest in some cases. This isn't a benefit or a handout. This is money you've earned through your national insurance contributions, or that you're entitled to through your spouse's contributions. There's absolutely no shame in claiming what's rightfully yours. I also want to address something important. Some people worry that claiming arrears might affect their other benefits or tax situation. While it's true that a large lump sum payment might have tax implications if it pushes you into a higher tax bracket for that year, and it might affect means-tested benefits temporarily, you should still claim what you're owed. The long-term increase to your weekly pension will be worth it, and there are ways to manage the tax situation. You might want to consult with a tax advisor if you receive a large back payment, but don't let this concern stop you from claiming. For those of you watching this who have parents or grandparents born before 1961, please take the time to check their pension situation with them. Many older people find the bureaucracy intimidating or simply don't have the energy to chase up these matters. You could be helping them secure money that makes a real difference to their quality of life. Offer to make the phone calls, write the letters, or navigate the online systems on their behalf. The state pension might not make anyone wealthy, but for most pensioners, it's the foundation of their retirement income. Every pound matters, especially with the cost of living crisis affecting everyone so severely. Heating bills, food costs, council tax, everything is more expensive, and pensioners on fixed incomes are feeling the squeeze more than most. If you're entitled to more pension money, you need to claim it. I want to be clear about something else. The government isn't going to knock on your door and hand you a check. While they are reviewing cases systematically, the process is taking years, and many people are slipping through the cracks. You need to be your own advocate. If you suspect you've been underpaid, raise it with the pension service. Ask questions. Request reviews. Don't be fobbed off with vague answers. Keep records of everything. When you contact the pension service, note down the date, time, who you spoke to, and what was said. If they tell you you're not entitled to more money, ask them to explain exactly why. Ask them to confirm this in writing. If you're not satisfied with their response, you have the right to escalate your complaint. There's a formal complaints process. And if that doesn't resolve matters, you can take your case to the independent case examiner and potentially to the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman. It's also worth noting that some pensioners have successfully used Freedom of Information requests to obtain information about their pension calculations. If you've been told your pension is correct, but you're not convinced, you can request detailed information about how it was calculated. The more informed you are, the better equipped you'll be to challenge any errors. Remember, we're talking about your financial security here. This isn't about being greedy or trying to game the system. This is about ensuring you receive the state pension you've paid for through decades of national insurance contributions. You've worked hard all your life. You've paid your taxes and your national insurance. You've contributed to this country's economy and society. You deserve to receive every penny you're entitled to in return. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope this information has been helpful and eye-opening. If you were born before 1961, please take action today, check your pension, review your records, and contact the Pension Service if you have any doubts about whether you're receiving the correct amount. And if you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who might benefit from this information, and don't forget to subscribe to UK Pensioner Hub for more essential pension advice and updates. Hit that notification bell so you never miss important information that could affect your finances. Your retirement should be a time of comfort and security, and we're here to help make sure you get everything you're entitled to. Until next time, take care and remember to claim what's rightfully yours. Subscribe to UK Pensioner Hub.